Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's about an hour and a half since The Timeless Children, the final episode of Series 12, finished airing, and I have kind of been thinking about it a lot since then, still thinking about it now, and yeah, obviously a lot to process, so this video is probably going to be a bit of a mess, really, but no, in terms of like first thoughts and reaction-y stuff, because I haven't done one of these since Spyfall Part 1. I thought I should probably do one for this episode as well, because it was just such a huge, monumental episode for Doctor Who, and, you know, we're going to look back on this in years to come and think, you know, wow, this was a big thing. So I just wanted to get some of my thoughts out there, and yeah, overall, positive thoughts, very positive thoughts. I think, yeah, just overall, there was a lot that this story got right, a lot that it did well. I can't really fault it, to be honest. I think the way it handled the big sort of continuity changing twist was really good. But then even then, I think, you know, with all this kind of rhetoric about, oh, it's changing canon forever, it's changing everything. Yeah, sort of, but no as well. It's just a new thing, really. And yeah, it changes the Doctor's past, but that doesn't actually kind of contradict anything that went before, really. I find people who are angry about that, you know, I find that quite hard to sort of sympathise with, really, because yeah, it's a bold new move. It's a new thing to do. Comparing it back to Series 7 with the twist of John Hurt being the Doctor, I think it's quite clever, because in that case, that was a Doctor, a hidden secret Doctor that the audience knew nothing about, but the Doctor did know about, whereas now the Ruth Doctor and these subsequent kind of whatever timeless children, let's call them, because that's what the episode title calls them, they are incarnations of the Doctor, or of this Doctor being, whoever the Doctor was before they were the Doctor, who the audience know nothing about and the Doctor knows nothing about. And so having the audience go on this journey with the Doctor, you know, was quite a nice sort of simple but effective sort of storytelling technique to get this across. And yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think it reinvents the show. But then again, it doesn't change anything that went before massively, as I say. It just, I think, opens up a lot of opportunities for the future. You know, this whole thing with the Division, I think it was, the kind of sinister Time Lord alliance-y thing. What's that all about? You know, I guess that'll be picked up on in Series 13, probably. But there's also other stuff, like all these incarnations, you know, these endless identities that the Doctor seems to have now, before they became the Doctor, the timeless children. Any of them could appear at any point in the show's future. I mean, I bet Big Finish is going to have a really great time, you know, making stories about all them. It basically makes all the alternate Doctors ever, be it in Big Finish Unbound stories or Doctor Who fan films or whatever. There are ways now of explaining like all these mad bonkers Doctors. Basically anything is canon. You know, the definition of canon now seems to be, well, yeah, anything, and I'm sort of here for that. It's sort of felt the next kind of logical progression. We had endless kind of series finales in New Who about, you know, Dalek finales and Cyberman finales, and yes, this was another Cyberman finale, but it was also sort of a genesis of the Time Lords, or genesis of Gallifrey finale. And, you know, we've had Genesis of the Daleks, we've had Genesis of the Cybermen, so now I think it felt right to bring this in and kind of go back and explain the whole thing about how regeneration became a thing. It felt really exciting. None of the stuff in this story was necessarily new or originally unique, but it sort of kind of solidified many like rumours and theories and just stuff that's been going around, I suppose, in fan circles for a while, and just made some of it stick. It threw it on a wall, made some of it stick, and said, you know, this is canon now. But yeah, as I said at the start of this video, you know, I don't think this fundamentally changes anything. It's just put the Doctor Who, with a question mark, back into Doctor Who again, which is very exciting. All these identities that we never even knew about, that the Doctor never even knew about. I mean, it's the ultimate way to reinvent the show, by making the main character an alien to themselves again. You know, pun very much intended there. Yeah, I think if there's any episode that you're going to have as a series finale, or, you know, before a period of months when the show is off air again, this is a great episode for that, because it's completely ripe for being rewatched. I mean, there are so many kind of layers to this story, so rewatching it again now in relation to previous stories in the show's past, but also in the future as well. I'm going to look back at this, I think, in years to come and just still be unpacking it. And as I say, I think the writers are going to be unpacking it as well and riffing upon it. There's so much that you can do stuff with here. It's the ultimate way to, I think, to keep fans engaged and asking questions and theorising and all that sort of stuff in a way that we haven't really had in a while, certainly never really before in the Chibnall era. I mean, compare this to, I don't mind the Battle of Ranskoor of Kolos, but compare it to that and oh my god, this is 10 million leagues kind of more interesting than the Battle of Ranskoor of Kolos. But yeah, I'm not gonna diss Series 11 because I quite like Series 11 in its own way. I think, yeah, it kind of set the scene nicely for all this fairly continuity-heavy stuff we've had in Series 12. Oh, and also just before I end, both the lead actors, I'm talking about Jodie Whittaker and Sacha Dhawan, did a fantastic job in this story. I think the Master in particular was just so well done. Honestly, that performance, it was the gift that kept on giving. Twists and turns. I was just so manic and crazy and bonkers and unpredictable and brilliant. It was really, really great. Yeah, definitely. Sacha has been one of the best things about this season, I think. And Jodie as well did a fantastic job. All that stuff in The Matrix and the stuff with Ireland as well and how it all tied together. Fantastic. Loved it. But yeah, I am going to need to lie down, I think, now, like the Doctor. So I guess that's it for this video. Please do let me know all of your thoughts on The Timeless Children in the comments section below. But for the love of God, please do keep it civil. There will be a 6 Things You Missed video about this story to round off that little mini-series coming sometime later this week, so do look out for that. As I've said, there's a lot of stuff to unpack, so I'm sure I'll have fun making that particular video. But otherwise, yeah, please do subscribe if you're new, and yeah, thanks for watching once again, and goodbye for now.